Oh, hey, what do you know? It's a white guy on the internet with a tiny microphone and opinions. We needed more of that. Let's get into it. As an introduction, my name is Sloppy Poppy 51, aka Slop. I'm a Twitch streamer and variety gaming creator. Now, this is my first time creating a video like this, and so I think the best introductory way to do this is to talk about my favorites. So, we're going to talk about my favorite video games today. So now I understand that, the games that I love are overall very popular. A lot of people's favorite picks, right? And, you know, that's why they're popular. They're people's favorites, or at least they're talked about a lot. So, don't judge me, or you can. I don't really care. Now, every time somebody asks me, what's your favorite video game? I think like I have a gut instinct reaction, and that's to say The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's an easy answer. It's sort of a cop out answer. Everybody loves Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And that's for many reasons. For me, it's because it was the very first video game that I really got to play and play through and that I really got immersed in and connected with. And like to boot, like looking back on it when I've gone through replays and everything, like it holds up. The graphics for the time were stunning. I think they're still very charming and beautiful. The gameplay mechanics are really good and really revolutionary for the time. And it's no matter what, when I go back to it, it feels really good. And I love the game. Next, I would say like there's a different category of favorite, which is the games that you've spent the most time on. Like these games aren't necessarily like, oh my God, best experience of all time, but also like I know I've spent the most gameplay hours in them. And thinking back on that, I think the games that I've spent the most time in would be like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, which was like one of like two or three video games I owned for like 4 years. So I just basically lived in that world. Another one would be Skyrim, because everybody has spent a long ass time in Skyrim. I think across all my playthroughs, through from Xbox 360 all the way up until I got it on PlayStation 5. I think I've put like 600 or 700 hours into that game, which I know isn't a ton compared to some other people and creators, but like it's a lot for me. And then I think the last one in that group would probably be Call of Duty. I played all the way since Call of Duty 2 all the way up until the most recent Modern Warfare 3. And I think just on my PlayStation alone, like my PlayStation 5 that I got in 2022, I put in like 500 or 600 hours into that game as well. All that being said, though, and all of those being sort of in their own different favorite categories or whatever, after I sit down and think about it, I don't think that those are my favorite video games. And when I talk about favorite video games, I think best experience, the most replayable experience, where no matter what, when you go back to those games, you're going to have the best time and it's not even negotiable. It happens every time. And for me, I would have to say that those games would be the Batman Arkham series, 100%. First and foremost, because I'm a huge Batman and superhero fan. Batman has been a part of my life since I was like an infant. When I was like 2 years old, my dad sat me down and we watched 1989's Batman, the Tim Burton fucking masterpiece, right? And, maybe I was a little too young to be watching that movie at that time, but that's besides the point. Batman's been a part of my everything for that long, and it is still my favorite thing to talk about. That is my special interest. Now, that being said, Batman being like my special interest was not the only selling point on Arkham for me. It wasn't the only thing that has made it my favorite video game series of all time. I think there are a great many factors that play into this, right? I mean, between like the art style, the atmosphere, graphics, all unparalleled for me. I mean, it feels like you are living in Batman's world, whether it be in the asylum or in Arkham City or in Gotham itself. Another key piece for this choice is the fact that these games tell really great stories and they tell really great Batman stories that feel true to the characters involved without taking too much from other stories that have already been told. Also, I feel like the inclusion of a lot of side characters that you don't see a lot in the comics or other mediums was really cool too. Like seeing Firefly get his flowers, Professor Pig, Mad Hatter, guys of those stature where they're sort of like B tier supervillains. I mean, that was cool to see. I also think that like the evolution of getting more gadgets and how those play into the game and the story was really cool. And let's not leave out the voice acting, right? I mean, across 3 out of the 4 games, having Kevin Conroy, rest in peace to my goat, and Mark Hamill duke it out over the course of a 3 game thing was fucking awesome, man. I loved the voice acting in these games. And that's not just Joker and Batman. That's all of the characters. I think it was done really well overall. But yeah, I mean, every time I sit down and think about what my favorite game is, it comes up being Arkham. All of them. They're all awesome. They're all incredible. They all tell great stories and they have their own thing that is a step above the others. And that's cool to see. Now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite game or game series? And it can be your first really great interaction with a video game. It can be the games that you spent the most hours in, or it can be just the ones that you have the best time with. Let me know. And if you guys have any other topics or questions that you guys want me to talk about here, I'm a white guy with a microphone on the internet. I have opinions for days. Feel free to drop a comment or to DM me what you want to see, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching, guys.